Yeah, hi there. These comments, I'm going to just use your initials of part of your name, M, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons in the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. So, you completed an integrated writing practice test number 8. Introduction, not bad. I like it. You say the next paragraph, according to the reading passage, fast food causes obesity because it's cheap and fast. In addition, many children consume fast food, I would say here, on a daily basis. The lecture, on the other hand, claims that the obesity, you want to use passive voice here, is caused by, how about, an inactive lifestyle along with consuming more calories. Now, one thing I want you to be careful about here, what you're doing is, you remember Caesar said when he was working on his research paper that he reads the article that he has to write about and he'll jot down maybe some key words about what he's reading, and then without looking at the reading passage he will re-explain that information. Now, what I'm saying is if we compare this, let me go to the lecture for a minute and show you something. I mean, your job is to take notes and then to re-explain this information using your own vocabulary and your own grammar. So what I'm saying here, if we look at this sentence and it says obesity is caused by an inactive lifestyle along with consuming more calories than are needed in a day, right? You see that? Now then, I go over here, obesity is caused by an inactive lifestyle along with consuming more calories in a day. Now what you have to do here is you need to directly quote that. And you can't quote very much, but you need to directly quote that because you have reproduced exactly what the speaker has said in the lecture without changing any of the words at all. You see what I'm saying? So then let's look at this. You say, according to the reading passage, fast food causes obesity because it is cheap and fast. Again, let's look in the reading passage and see what it says. This is not too bad. You change this one around a little bit more, so no problem there. But here's a problem that you didn't say is this. Is hamburgers, tacos, and chicken are prepared with hundreds of calories and large amounts of fat. And because people are busy, they're eating more of these kinds of foods, right? So I think here, you have left out an important point from the reading passage. Okay, let's go to the next one. Say the reading passage states that fast food is unhealthy because it causes diseases such as high cholesterol, diabetes, and heart disease. On the other hand, the lecturer... Okay, here's a problem here. If in the lecture here, you're talking about what's called healthy options here, and you're contrasting that with what is said in the reading passage, you should also talk about the lack of healthy options that the reading passage actually mentions. So again, you have left out an important point in the reading passage. You do not want to do that. So let's go to the reading passage and see what it says. Here it is. It's saying society is unhealthy because the options for fast food are limited. Although street food in countries like China and Mexico provide options with vegetables and fruit, right? So you didn't mention that. So if you had mentioned that, your comparison would have been more complete. Okay, so we have here if you compare with what you're saying here, right, with the essay that scores higher than yours, It says here, the reading passage says that fast food creates an unhealthy society because the options in these kinds of restaurants are limited. That's what you did not say. In contrast, the lecture says that in some states like California and New York, actually now restaurants show to their customers the information about calories of each item in the menu. Furthermore, there are different options in fast food restaurants like apples, fruit, or salads. You see what we're saying there? Okay, so let's go to the next one. It says, the reading passage points that consuming fast food leads people to gluttony by going after having large and sweetened drinks such as soda and lemonade. Yeah, and it's not just large, but it's unlimited refills of those things, right? So you're about 80% accurate with the reading. So it says here, the reading passage, this is an example of another student. It says, the reading passage says that fast food promotes gluttony because people can drink unlimited sodas with too much sugar. He said, while the lecture contradicts with the passage by stating, I'm going to change this to however. You need a transition word here, not an adverb clause connector. However, the lecture contradicts. I would say contradicts the reading passage by stating that consumers don't have to drink so much soda, and they how about they should control what they eat and drink. Alright, so what do we have here? We have here, you left out the idea, it's fast and cheap. It doesn't cause obesity because it's fast and cheap. It causes obesity according to the reading passage, as it says here, because this kind of food contains too many calories and fat. So you weren't complete exactly there. Right? So in the next one, you left out the idea in the reading passage about the limited options available at fast food restaurants, at least the limited options for healthy food available, right? Then of course the lecture disagrees with that. Okay, so let's take a look at your score now. I can pretty much figure out what's going on here. I don't think you'll score in the 2 range. I think you have mostly a pretty good understanding, I think, of mostly, but it's interesting that you had some problems with the information in the reading. But the really concern here also is this idea here, the fact that you did not put that into direct quotes is a little bit troubling, because that's your responsibility as a writer. You cannot exactly copy word for word from the sources you're using, and if you do, you have to put it in direct quotes, and you did not do that. So what it's telling me is you're having problems paraphrasing when you're trying to explain other people's ideas. You're having problems paraphrasing that, and that is because, you ready for this? You have some limitations with your vocabulary and your grammar. This is what this is telling me as a professor. So what do? You have to improve your vocabulary and your grammar abilities. If you can do that, it'll make it much easier for you to paraphrase other people's ideas. So how do you do that? Well, of course, you can go through the vocabulary and the grammar portions of my course to do that. Alright, so let's go back to the score here. So, I'm going to put you in the 3 range. I'm going to put you at about 3.25 out of 5, or 21 points out of 30 on this particular practice test. Now, for the purposes of our class, if we look at the syllabus, we can see here you have a 3.25. That's going to put you at 79% on this assignment.